Have you ever heard of a king who tried to erase his own legacy? Imagine being the most powerful person on earth, ruling over a vast and wealthy empire, only to have your name scrubbed from history. Your monuments torn down, and your legacy buried for thousands of years. This isn't a work of fiction. It's the real story of Akhenaten, the heretic pharaoh of Egypt. Our story kicks off around 1353 BCE, during the golden age of Egypt's 18th dynasty. The nation was at the peak of its power and wealth. A young prince named Amenhotep IV ascended to the throne, inheriting a kingdom that worshipped a complex pantheon of hundreds of gods, a tradition that had stood firm for over 2 millennia. But this new pharaoh was different. He had a revolutionary and frankly dangerous idea. He believed there was only one true god, the Aten, represented by the physical disk of the sun. In a move that shocked the entire kingdom, he changed his own name from Amenhotep, which honored the god Amen, to Akhenaten, and ineffective for the Aten. And he didn't stop there. He did the unthinkable. He systematically shut down the temples dedicated to the old gods, especially the powerful cult of Amarna in Thebes. He declared their worship illegal and proclaimed Aten as the one and only god for all of Egypt. Imagine the outrage. The priests, who had held immense power and controlled vast fortunes, were suddenly stripped of everything. Their influence vanished overnight, and their wealth was confiscated by the crown. Fearing for his life and needing a fresh start for his new religion, Akhenaten made an even bolder move, abandoned Thebes, the traditional religious and political capital, and ventured into the barren desert. There, he built a magnificent new city from scratch, a city dedicated entirely to his god. He called it Akhenaten, the horizon of the Aten. Today, we know it as Amarna. This was to be a utopia, a city of light, filled with open-air temples where the sun's rays could bless the worshippers directly. The art from this period was equally revolutionary. For the first time, the royal family wasn't depicted as stoic, divine figures. Instead, we see Akhenaten, his beautiful wife, Queen Nefertiti, and their daughters in intimate, loving family scenes. Basking under the protective rays of the Aten, the pharaoh was portrayed as human, a loving husband and father. But while Akhenaten was consumed by his religious fervor, his kingdom was beginning to crumble. The massive temple complexes he had shut down were not just places of worship. They were the engines of the Egyptian economy. With them closed, the economy faltered. The military, once a formidable force that expanded and protected the empire, was neglected. Akhenaten seemed uninterested in politics or warfare. As foreign powers began to chip away at Egypt's borders and alliances faltered, the pharaoh did ... nothing. His focus remained solely on his god, the Aten. His grand religious experiment was costing Egypt its empire. When Akhenaten died around 1336 BCE, his revolution died with him. Chaos erupted. His immediate successors were weak, and soon a young boy took the throne. You might have heard of him, Tutankhaten. Did pressure from the old priesthood and the military? He quickly changed his name to Tutankhamen, signaling a return to the old ways. The restoration of the old gods began, and with it, a systematic campaign to erase Akhenaten from memory. His grand city Aten was abandoned to the desert sands. His statues were smashed to pieces. His temples were dismantled, their blocks used for other construction projects. Most damningly, his name was chiseled out from every monument and king list. In ancient Egypt, to erase a person's name was to condemn them to oblivion, to destroy their very existence in the afterlife. They called him the criminal of Amarna. For 3,000 years, it was as if Akhenaten had never existed. It wasn't until the 19th century, when archaeologists unearthed the ruins of Amarna, that his incredible story was rediscovered. The heretic king who tried to change the world was brought back into the light. Ironically, the pharaoh who was so thoroughly erased from history is now one of the most famous and debated figures of ancient Egypt. His attempt to be forgotten is precisely what has made him unforgettable. What do you think? Was Akhenaten a visionary prophet or a delusional fanatic whose obsession destroyed his kingdom? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this journey into the past, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more stories that history tried to forget. Thanks for watching.